Introduction to Parts. In this lesson, we're going to look at some basic features within the SOLIDWORKS framework for creating parts, specifically extrusions. So first, let's create a new part. Go to New, and this is the basic menu for templates. If I click on the Advanced tab, we can see that there are part, assembly, and drawing templates, and tutorial part, assembly, and drawing templates. For now, we'll go back to the Novice tab and choose a part template. Click OK. We start a new part. Now, the first thing we need to do is create a sketch on our front plane. So I'll right-click on the front plane and click Sketch for New Sketch. And let's start with just a simple circle. So I clicked the Circle tool on the origin, some radius out. And then we're going to give it a smart dimension. Let's say that this dimension should be 3. Okay. Now we can exit the sketch and go to the Features tab and click Extrusion. And so we can see what's going on. Let's extrude it 1 inch. And there's our first solid. I'm holding the middle mouse to rotate around. Now if I want to make another extrusion on top of that, I'm going to rest my mouse on the top face and right click, and I'll click the Sketch button again. Notice I've gone into the sketch, but I'm not looking at it directly above. So if I right click on the sketch, I can press the Normal To button and it swings Normal To. And now let's create a different profile. Let's use the Line tool. I'm going to draw a line coming out here from the origin and straight up. And now I'm going to go off and then back to the point, and that moves me into an Arc tool. I think what we want to do is we'll make something kind of like this. And back to the Line tool, straight down. Being careful to try to line things up, and back to the origin. So I'm going to hit Escape to get out of the Line tool. Notice there are some things blue and some things black. The sketch is underdefined at this point, so we need to set some definitions. And if I'm curious about why it's underdefined, if I grab a point and start moving it around, I'll be able to see. Okay, so it looks like there are some looks like I've got some options for moving things around. I grab this point. There's all kinds of issues. So one way we could fix this is just by dimensioning everything carefully. Another way would be to use parameters. So to demonstrate the parameter tool, let's go to this drop down, and we're going to be adding relations. Click the Add Relations dialog, and now I'm in the Add Relations tool, and I want this line and this line to be equal to each other. So now they have the same length. Zooming out a little bit, I'll click the check mark since we're finished with that tool, and let's see what we can do now. Okay, so there's still quite a bit of flexibility. So let's go back to the Add Relations toolbox, Add Relations, and I want this point to, and this line and this curve for the circle, let's let those two be coincident with each other. Okay. All right. So that's made my shape look different than the way I intended. Grab this point here. Let's see what we can move. Everything looks like it's fairly fixed now. So there's a couple things to do. First off, I'm going to hit Escape to get out of that Add Relation tool. There we go. Now I can move things. There, that looks a little closer to what I was hoping to do. Maybe what I would like to do is let this curve be tangent to this straight line. So Add Relation tools again. And let's let this curve and this line be tangent to each other. So Click OK. And we're getting close to having everything defined. The last thing, let's do it this way. Let's make this point be coincident with the top of the circle. So in addition to going to relations and add relation, you can also accomplish the same task by grabbing a point and dragging it until it snaps. You see the yellow coincident bar that's being created right there when I let go? That has now been created. And for each one, there's now a green icon telling me about that constraint relation that's there. So now that we're finished with these relations, I'm going to exit the sketch and middle mouse click to rotate around so we can see where the sketch is. And extrude again. Another inch will be fine. We'll click OK. And now we have our solid part. One other thing to notice in this first extrusion, if I look at where my planes are right now, my planes are at the front. The front plane is on the face of the circle. Very often it's convenient to have the front plane run right through the middle of the extrusion. So frequently I'm going to edit this feature and I'm going to change it from a blind extrusion to a mid-plane extrusion. What this is going to allow is a front plane that now goes directly through the extrusion. And that's a quick introduction to how to create extrusions and use add relation tools within the part files of SOLIDWORKS 2015.